Can you deduct clothing and uniforms? So it's a common question I get from all sorts of business owners. So they want to deduct clothing that they get specifically for work. And there's a lot of rules specifically around the IRS, and generally, I'm going to say no, but there's instances when it can be deducted. So what are those instances, and how can you make a clothing deductible for your tax returns? Well, if you're buying professional clothing like a suit or things like that, so you look professional while you are working, then that's not enough to be deductible, because essentially you can use those clothings for things other than work. They are not specific clothing work. Even though maybe you are only using them for work, they still have the ability to be used for other cases. And that's where the IRS comes in and says, no, that's not a business deduction. Now, if you were to do things like putting a logo on the clothing, well, now it becomes a tax deduction because it is branded with your business name. So that is the easiest way to get something or get clothing to be tax deductible, is to actually use branding and putting logo on the clothing. And it has to be visible, so you can't line the inside of a jacket of a suit with your brand and call that branding, because people generally don't see the inside of your coat. But if it's on the outside, something similar to what I'm wearing here, then that would be something that would make it branding and would make it a tax deduction. Now, the other thing is, if it is a piece of clothing that is only specifically used for work purposes, I think things like work boots, I think things like scrubs. You generally don't wear scrubs around. You might wear them on your way home, stop at the grocery store, that's fine. But if you're going to go out for the weekend, you don't go to your closet and put on scrubs unless you're actually going to work at a hospital or some medical field. So things like that, where it is specific to a job, either for safety, and typically they're going to be safety reasons, right? There's scrubs, there's reasons people wear scrubs in hospital settings. Steel-toed boots, for instance, you need that for construction or other jobs such as that. So they have that specific nature in them. Just buying something and saying, this section of my closet, that's my work clothes, so anything I buy for the work clothes that I only wear for work, I'm going to deduct, is not enough to be a deduction in the eyes of the IRS. So hope that's helpful, hope that's clear. If you have any questions on this, go ahead and leave a comment.